Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl V Binks and I'm back with another DIY. So for this DIY video, I am going to be showing you guys how I did the centerpieces for my wedding. I'm going to be starting a series basically showcasing all the DIY projects that I had to do for my wedding. Well, not had to, but that I chose to do for the wedding. And just going through the process for all of those and showing you how I designed it, what I did, how I did it, what things I bought, and just putting things together. Some of this stuff is going to be like after the fact, so you won't actually see me doing everything because it was just way too complicated to record and vlog during the process of getting a lot of this stuff done. And this video is being posted after the wedding so that my guests don't see everything before the wedding. So a lot of this stuff, again, is already done. I'm just showing you based on what I currently have and going back in time to tell you how I did it, essentially. So let me just grab some of the pieces and things and put them together so I can show you precisely what I did. So the first thing that I needed for this project was these vases. So this is a 9-inch vase and this one is a 7-inch vase. So the diameter on the circle on the top is also 3 inches. These are the vases that I wanted to put them in, and I'll explain, I guess, maybe I'll do in the same video, the entire centerpiece setup and kind of how I did all of that stuff. This is complicated. Okay guys, so here are some of the things that I essentially used to do my centerpiece. So I'm gonna go through the main part of the centerpiece and explain what I did with that. So this is the actual centerpiece that's going on the table. As you can see, it's gold on the bottom, but it wasn't always that way. So I initially purchased this flower pot. These are Faux Florals that was already put together from Bed Bath & Beyond. They were on sale for about $22 each, and I only needed 6 of them. So the vase itself was blue, and I then went to Dollar Tree and bought some other clear vases and used Loctite glue to glue them to the base of that. So I'll show you what the floral arrangement looked like before. Excuse how bald she is, but this is how the original flower pot looked. And what I did was I bought some extra ones, cut the pieces out of them, and hot glued them to another one to kind of fill it out because the back of it was looking kind of plain. So I wanted to add more so that when you get the 360 look, since my tables were going to be round tables, that everyone could see flowers from every angle of the centerpiece. Then I used some Krylon gold spray paint and spray painted the entire thing. So that's how we got this. I will insert some pictures of sort of like in the process of doing it all. This is a centerpiece that doesn't have the back filled in, and these are the centerpieces with the backs filled in. So I was able to use one centerpiece and cut it apart to make to fill in the back of 3 of them. So I think it looks great. As you can see the difference, like this is just very bare, and then that's the back, guys. This is the front side. Now for the wedding, there are going to be some tall centerpieces, and these will be the shorter centerpieces. The taller centerpieces are going to be brought in by florists, and those are going to be real flowers. I am doing faux florals for the short centerpieces. So for those centerpieces, the intent is that they would have a vase at either side of it. The intent is that the short centerpieces will have short vases, and the tall centerpieces from the florists will have tall vases. And essentially what I wanted to do was create that floral water floating candle look here. So I'm gonna show you guys the full intent and sort of what it's supposed to look like. I've already put together one of the vases. So inside you'll see there are crystals in the base, then there are flowers, and then there's going to be water filled inside of it, and I'm going to put a floating candle on top. All of these things were purchased from Dollar Tree, Amazon, and Bed Bath & Beyond. So let's get into that part. Each table is going to have a different flower on it. So these have already been completed. This is the iris flower. This is a dahlia. This is larkspur. We have daffodils, hydrangeas, zinnias, tulips, lilac, and a ton more flowers that need to be done and created. So as you guys can see, this is an intense project to take on. I am in the middle of doing the dahlias, and so I'll use these to kind of show you guys how I put them together, what exactly I did, and then I'll fill some of them with water so you can see how it's supposed to look. So here is a bush of dahlias, and essentially what I did was I took one stem and used my wire cutters, and I cut as far as possible on the base, and then I measured it up to make sure that it was about the same height as the other one. So this is going to be the longest one that we use. I remove all of the green leaves, and then I start to cut all the rest of them off. I save the stickers so that I know which flower it actually is. So now we have our longest one, and then we have these. So then we grab our floral tape. I like to kind of stack or stagger them on either side so that there isn't like a hole, and you can see it's kind of like 1, 2, 3, 4. So with our longest one, we take the first one and we sort of place it right underneath it to close out any gaps. And then I grab the floral tape and start to wrap it around like so. Now with floral tape, you have to pull and stretch so that it can start to adhere. That's how it gets sticky, apparently. So once that's stuck, right, we then have, this hasn't met the bottom of it yet. We're still looking at the longest one, so we should be fine with that one. Then we're gonna take the next one and strategically place it, you know, find a space where it kind of fits. And then we're also gonna tape that too, right there. So now the longest one is this one. So we're going to trim it so that it hits right at that one. We don't want to go any longer than this. Then we find there's a gap here, so we're going to stick the next one right in there and do the same thing. See, now we've got the same height. And what I like to do is go in and sort of use the leaves to cover. So I just kind of fold the leaves down to cover any spaces that appear on the inside. So as you can see, they're both now at the same height. I've kind of tried to cover the stems on the bottom. And then I take the tag and drop it back in there. And that's just for my coordinator, so she can know where they all go. So if you see this box over here, these are all the other flowers that I have left to do this for. But I'm going to fill some with water and then show you how that is supposed to look. So we have this box of floating candles that I got from Amazon. And this has 36 in here. And I'm doing 15 tables, and each table has 2 vases on it. So there's more than enough inside of this box. The candles look like this. And you just stick them in the water and they float. There's enough water to cover. Then we're going to take one of these and we're going to put it in very gently, and it's going to float on top. And then we light it. And so over the course of the evening, it's going to burn, it's going to get a little bit brighter, but this is essentially how the floating candle is going to look. So here's a look at all the other flowers and vases that needed to be completed. Some of these are already done, but I'm showing you guys the filler that I decided to use. These are acrylic ice crystal rocks. That's what they were called on Amazon. I will link them down below. I had to get 2 packs to do 30 vases, and there were about 15 to 20 crystals in the bottom of each vase. I think I could have put a little bit more had I gotten another pack, but I was trying to be budget friendly, and this was literally only one day. So these were sufficient, but like I said, I will link these down below.